رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي. What you see in front of you are two verses from the Qur'an, chapters apart. This verse is from chapter number 12, Surah Yusuf, the chapter of Joseph, and this verse is verse 22. This is verse number 14 from chapter 28, way ahead in the Qur'an. But look at the similarity of the verses, almost the same words. وَلَمَّا بَلَغَ أَشُدَّهُ وَاسْتَوَى آتَيْنَاهُ حُكْمًا وَعِلْمًا وَكَذَلِكَ نَجْزِي الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Exactly almost the same words. وَلَمَّا بَلَغَ أَشُدَّهُ آتَيْنَاهُ حُكْمًا وَعِلْمًا وَكَذَلِكَ نَجْزِي الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Only this verse of Surah Qasas from chapter number 28 has this extra word wastawa. This is the only extra word in this verse which is missing over here. See the translation now. Without this word is wastawa in Surah in the chapter of Joseph, it says, and when he reached maturity we gave him wisdom and knowledge, and this is how we reward the good doers. Almost the exact same translation. And when he reached full strength, there's the addition of full strength, meaning it has the meaning of full bodily strength, and maturity we gave him wisdom and knowledge, and this is how we reward the good doers. Why was the word full strength, meaning having bodily strength, added in the chapter of Qasas? Now let's see the context. If you see the verses after it, this is the story of Moses in Surah Qasas. See, look at the story after it and see the context of why full strength is being mentioned. One day he entered the city unnoticed by people. He found two men fighting, one of them his own people and the other of his enemies. The man from his people called him for help against him, so Moses punched him and causing his death. It mentions his strength, subhanallah. Whereas if you go to Surah chapter number 12, this chapter of Joseph, go to the next verses, you see the lady in whose house he lived. This is the story of Joseph. Tried to seduce him. She locked the doors and said, "Come to me." He replied, "Allah is my refuge. It is not right to betray my master." And then he goes on, and what he does in response is they raced for the door. So he runs away, right? Instead of facing it, he runs away. He doesn't use his strength, rather he runs away. So it was more appropriate not to bring the word strength here in the context, whereas it was more appropriate in chapter number 28 to bring in the word strength because of Prophet Moses using his strength. And this is, subhanallah, not only is this perfect context wise in this small context, but if I show you the larger context as well, where the word full strength is used, let me show you the larger context, which is what? Even after this incident, he tries to run away from the city. He runs away from the city on his own. He said, the chiefs are actually conspiring against you, so leave the city. So he leaves the city on his own, meaning he goes away from the city, right? Whereas in the chapter of Joseph, the verse before this verse, it says he was taken out of the well, Prophet Joseph. We found a boy. They took him secretly to be sold. Here Moses left himself, showing it's more of a taking your own decision, going away yourself, right? As if you're going yourself. Here he's being taken. It's not like he's leaving. He's being taken away, where no strength is mentioned. And also there are other mentions of strength here. For example, where Moses goes to arrives at Midian, and then he sees the two women, and he says what he does is he waters the herd for them, shows his strength. And then one of the women also uses the word. One of the daughters suggested, "Oh my father, hire him. A strong, trustworthy person is definitely the best to hire." So the larger context even shows the strength of Moses, subhanallah. So you saw simply one word, only one word in verse number 14. Verse number 14, the addition of one word is full strength, only one word, whereas here you see there is no such word. Otherwise all the words are exactly the same. It's as though God was knocking at our doors of intellect and saying, look, wake up, there is one difference. Look, why is there a difference there? SubhanAllah, shows the divinity of the Qur'an again, its linguistic perfection. It's just like, imagine there are two kinds of people. You're watching a video on the example of perfect context is like you're watching a video which it's a cooking video showing you how to cook something. In the background they've put some this is a cooking video, and there's another video of a, let's say, a bodybuilder, right? So imagine what the backgrounds of each of the videos would be. Imagine if the background of the cooking video was something about dumbbells and weightlifting, and the background of the bodybuilding video was cooking recipes, etc. It wouldn't match. The context wouldn't match. This is the beauty of the Quran. The words are placed perfectly in their context, subhanallah. And this is part of the large picture of the linguistic miracles. All the words and all the linguistic styles used in the Quran, and all the other miracles as well, numerical, scientific, they've come together and make this entire book an incredibly miraculous book. So may God give us complete conviction in the Quran as the word of God. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.